We were pretty much looking for design build, someone who can design, work with the architects we had for such a complex project in order to keep the hotel open and still be able to do the work and finish it in an efficient manner was hard to do. You needed a contractor that has worked with these type of situations before and been in that position to keep business flow operational, I guess you'd say. So.
Sure. They were very efficient. They did what they said they were going to do. They were very helpful. They always had our business needs and customers and guests in mind.
There was some struggles, but we were able to work with them and get with Wes and Dakota and the rest of the team and say, hey, we need to do a better job at doing X, Y, Z. How are we going to keep this flow operational? How are we going to do, especially when it came to the lobby? We were trying to send people all the way around to the back of the hotel. And they were able to work with us and keep a path open, keep things clean, keep things operational. The guys really did a great job. So yeah, well, I've used several general contractors in the past. I used to work with several guys that we've dealt with in the past. The communication wasn't always great. You'd ask questions, the response would be long and drawn out and really not what you were asking for. And with Serena's, when we come to the table and we sat down, we had questions, we had concerns. They were able to give us answers, do the things that we wanted, and keep in constant contact with us. They were always communicating, whether even if it was something as simple as, hey, we want to shut this entrance down for 10 minutes. Is that okay? They would call and verify, not just shut it down, and ensure that things worked correctly. And they were just good to work with all around compared to some of the contractors I've worked with in the past. The flow is great. I mean, it wasn't necessarily with that hotel design build, but I have done design build with them in the past, and their process of just making sure they're meeting every one of your needs is excellent. Just from the second it starts, from conceptual all the way down to actual getting stamped blueprints, everything is exactly what you want. So they don't have that level of change orders when you get to another project that makes a lot of people mad. So they were very good to work with, and it was smooth and a very efficient process.
I think the communication and being very patient was key. They always answered questions, came through.
From the very beginning of the process all the way to the end, it was the same thing. You got the same thing. It wasn't they were trying to sell you a job to get the work done. You got the same response from when they were starting the project all the way to the end. The communication, like Jen said, the efficiency, just working with them as a team, making sure they didn't just involve us as leadership. They also would reach out to the staff who was on site and say, hey, is it okay if we do this? Is this going to work for you guys? And they involved our team 100% all the way to the end of the project, and that was really nice.
Yeah, the communication was always open, always upfront, always honest. And the response time was great. And also explanation on different items and processes through the whole project. It was a very large project. And I think they did a very good job at keeping everything in flow. Yeah, Dakota and Wes were amazing to work with. This was my first project, but I had a lot of questions, and they never put me down. Always took the time to answer my questions, took my phone calls, took my text messages, took my emails, pulled me aside or explained, or maybe even asked me a question. Did you get that? So always making sure that I felt comfortable in the process, and I mean, communication is key, and they did an amazing job.
I'm going to have to agree. I think for such a large company, they do a great job of giving you that hometown feel from, you meet Bill in the beginning. He brings in and he talks about the projects, introduces you to his project managers, his safety guys. So we met Dakota, we met Joel, there was Billy, and then Chad. I mean, they brought the whole team in and let us meet everyone. So we all felt comfortable on the job. They were great. Safety was 100% on the job. Everything. Wes did a good job keeping everything blocked off, barricaded, making sure, hard hat, safety glasses, the safety, the sheet was on the board, all the signings. It was just a good project from beginning to end, the way that the team worked together. Dakota, Billy would swing out there, I don't know, once a week probably, and talk with us, talk with the staff, make sure everything was going good. Dakota, we had our weekly meetings where we'd meet with me and Jen and the rest of our team, and him and Wes were great. Just like Jen said, breaking everything down, because everyone doesn't always understand projects. They were able to break it down and simplify it so everyone was on the same page. We left meetings with an understanding and an agreement that that's what we wanted. We all know what's going on, and they were just good to work with all around.
Mm-hmm. The organizational on those weekly meetings was nice, and then we went from in-person meetings to Zoom meetings to on-the-site meetings and walk-arounds and seeing the progress and maybe even some hiccups, but they're things you work through, and they did an awesome job at that. I would absolutely recommend Serena's Johnston Construction to anyone doing any sort of project. The ease and comfort of, from the beginning to the end was spot on. And yeah.
I would absolutely refer them to anybody. I have. They do a great job, from great big design build projects to putting in a door or window, and the service don't just continue when the job's done. If there's issues, you can reach out and call them. They're always willing to come back and fix things if something's wrong or take care of things. And just a great company, very honest people. Well, we had an initial return on investment right off the bat by not shutting down the job. We were able to work through, keep the business open, keep the business running. The type of products that we use were all quality. The construction, the type of construction. We hope this will bring in, more patients. We want to be the gateway to the north, and working with Serena's and having this project and the way that it looks, the way that it turned out, it's fabulous. I think families will come from years and years and refer their friends and families. I mean, the whole project, the whole outcome turned out exactly like we wanted it, and I think it'll be there for years to come, and that's pretty much the biggest return on investment we could have asked for.
Mm-hmm. Keep the tradition going.
Mm-hmm. I think at Forward we'll absolutely continue to use them. The ease of the project, the efficiency, the communication from start to finish, and beyond that, like I stated earlier, it's just, if there's ever an issue, you call them. Dakota, Bill, Billy. You can reach out to any of the guys. Even if they didn't work on the project, I could call the marketing girl in the front office, and I'm sure that she would absolutely get back with me within minutes. And they're always just easy to work with.
It's very personable.
It's been a great experience. Not only did we work with a construction company, we built friends. I mean, it's just continued and bloomed into friendships, and I think we'd absolutely use them and refer them to other people.
I also like the family owned and the generations, because that kind of goes in with us here at Forward also. With Abby being the 5th generation and bringing up the 6th, and also with your company. So that was a nice tie together also.
I mean, as far as they're, like Jen said, they're a family-owned company. I think they want to do good things for the communities that they're in Bay City where they're at. And I know the fire department, they worked with several entities and municipalities to do big jobs, and a lot of that stuff is, they take a lot of pride in what they do. They're not just there to get paid. You see them, they're there to make sure everything's perfect, working with the community and ensuring that it's going to benefit everyone that's around and in the community. I think they're a great community partner, and I think any community that chose to use them, it would be a benefit to the entire community. I know that's kind of run on, but it's just they're great to work with. I mean, they really are.
Mm-hmm. And I see you guys out a lot in the community, helping with other organizations and nonprofits and stuff like that also. And I think that says a lot too. I would say yes. With this being my first project, um, like I said before, there were a lot of things I didn't know. I didn't know the terms. I didn't know or understand a lot of things. And um, surprising or not, the time that they took to make sure that I was comfortable and understood was really nice. And I that goes a long way.
I've worked with them plenty of times in the past. There was really not a lot of surprises for me. They come in and do exactly what they say they're going to do. We work through issues, like Jen said. There's always hiccups in the jobs, and we were able to, work through them as a team and as a group, and everything went great. Having a local team makes the ease of operations so much smoother. We were able to come to your office for meetings. We were able to meet up there if there was something that happened, uh, a leak or something like that, and I could reach out to Serena, say it would be right there. It's nice to have someone that's right in your backyard. We started this project and done some stuff with some designers that were out of the state, and it was really hard to work with them. If they missed something or there wasn't something right there we needed, we're trying to rush around and get it for them and send it to them, and it was just a lot easier having Serena right in our backyard working with us. I mean, it made everything a lot easier.
Time zones come into play, and yeah, if you need either or, you guys needed to, run down to the yard to, pick something up. Um, it it's not that far. Nice having everybody here. Was a pleasure. Like I said, with my first project, the ease and confidence was very nice.
And I think we've pretty much said it all. They're a great company to work with. We'd refer them to anyone who would work with them again, and we hope to work with them in the future.